Darkness. No parents. Continue darkness.
Start the recording over.
Alright, don't worry about that. We'll just cut there. That's fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
Alright, so we're starting now, right?
Yeah, let's get rid of this fucking mess.
Are you gonna give me a countdown, or are you just gonna fuck?
First, no, we're going.
Oh, we're going? You hear what happened to Pluto? It's fucked up, right?
No, you got your chance.
I got my chance before, but is this all an elaborate plot to make sure that I don't fucking say that as the opening?
Yes,
You're
I
bad.
faked all the technical issues.
Yeah, well, I mean, I couldn't see the technical issues. It's not like the audio problems that we had before, okay, where I know those are real. Oh, God. What is this game?
This is Batman.
What is it?
It's
Who do you play as in it?
you play as
Do reviewers make you feel like Batman?
the reviewers make me feel like Batman. Not really.
Yes, reviewers make you feel like Batman.
Not so much. This game's really cool. I remember when it was first coming out. And I was like
Yeah.
reading the fucking Game Informer. I still have the Game Informer issue like in a closet somewhere. I had
Oh
this on the
God, I
cover.
might too.
Anyway, it's super exciting because it's conceptually the perfect Batman game. Because it has comic book continuity with writing and voice acting that were made famous by the animated series crew. So you have
Okay.
Kevin Conroy's Batman, Mark Hamill as the Joker.
Oh,
Arlene Sorkin as Harley Quinn.
that's Darth Vader.
Sure.
Is it not? Experience with this game, I think, is like in like a prison demo, which it might be this room. Fuck. Where it's at a GameStop, and I'm like, how long? When did this game come out, or when was this game supposed to come out again?
2009, 10.
So in 2010, I would have been like 14 or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was still playing on like the PlayStation 2. I wasn't playing the Xbox by that time
Warden, something's not right.
because I'm poor.
Oh, I love that
And I
hard
play-
cut to gameplay.
Nah, it's still a cutscene. You can't tell because this is in the past.
Is Commissioner Gordon?
And I was beating up like a bunch of. Oh Lord, what are you doing?
Fair
Oh
with your-
no. I'm so glad you put subtitles on because I'm deaf. Actually, technically I'm not deaf, but whenever I hear like a bunch of noises coming in at once, my brain registers them all as one loud sound, so I can't differentiate them from each other.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not deaf, technically. Or legally.
Yo,
yeah, it's
someone's gonna get that joke, I'm sure.
Yeah, fuck off. People get that joke. Oh yeah, hey, you guys, do you watch Incredibly Popular Thing? Wow! Me too! That's so amazing! Wow! Batman! I've never heard of this! This is... Oh, guys, can you believe it? They made comics of Batman based on the video game! And then they built a time machine to put those comic books back in time!
So just right off the bat with like the visual designs of this game, they're kind of all over the place, but they tend to go with like the more like gritty, realistic shit that you would see with like in like the Brian Azzarello comics and stuff.
I don't know who that is.
Particular here, like this is probably the beefiest beefcake Batman I've ever seen. Like short
Yeah, what?
Frank Miller artwork.
Yeah, but the Batman I'm familiar with has like a fucking muffin top and wears spandex.
I mean,
Here's
yeah,
my
this-
anti-shark spray. Dude, he had such a fucking tub.
I
He
fucking-
had that
Dude.
dad bod.
If we had an
that-
Adam West fucking Batman game in this style, I would be all over that.
He's got
This
that
is also like
standout.
straight up one of the ugliest Jokers I've ever seen. Like, he
Yeah.
doesn't look okay.
Has somebody like? I feel like somebody's made like a Photoshop. Either that, or we just see it later on in the game as like either a hidden collectible, or we just see the Joker without his makeup on, and he just looks weird. Like it's a design that only looks right when he's got makeup on. Because right now he looks like a half crescent moon.
Yeah. You can get a good look if you ever read The Killing Joke, which is like the definitive.
I remember that one. That's the one where
Joker
Dick
story.
Grayson dies.
No. Where he does look like you see him how he looked before that.
Okay.
And he does look kind of normal. But I think there's just like a stylistic difference.
Whatever, just be quick. Only following
Also,
To this
I'd like to
fucking
point out.
goblin face.
Yeah, right? I'd like to point out that this is the first game where you actually have direct control over the where we actually have direct control over the camera.
Oh,
Resident
that we're
Evil.
playing? Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're playing. Resident Evil can't do that. Mega Man, it's a platformer, and you don't believe in platformers.
Yeah, they're evil.
Why do you hate platformers?
They're frustrating, and I don't. It's the single most frustrating thing for me in games is failing movement.
But do you like Dark Souls?
Yeah.
Do you like character action games where movement's important?
Yeah, where movement is like nice and fluid, and like
Yeah,
not
you like movement
up
in a
and down
3D
jump.
game where I think you're wrong, and I think that pixel perfect precision. You play fighting games where pixel perfect precision is like a thing that you need.
So if you watch Batman the Animated
Okay.
series, which I don't know if you did,
Like Batman what?
the animated series.
Did we watch that? No, we were going to watch that after. We were going to watch that later because we're watching Batman Reloaded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the Batman the Animated Series, Killer Croc is just like this fucking dude with a skin condition. He's got
Well,
upgraded in this.
He's
game
not a
bit.
supervillain then if he's got a skin condition. He's just got
Well,
psoriasis like my
you're supposed to
mom.
feel bad for him, but like,
Well, then why is he a villain in the comic books?
well, because like he's still a criminal.
Okay, how is he able to continue being a criminal, and why can't he be taken down by Gotham's police?
Well, because he's got like super tough skin and stuff.
Okay, that's not just a skin
It's a
condition.
comic book
That's
skin
a super.
condition.
Oh, just like how the Thing is just really sad.
Not
All I remember, I'm trying to like draw a parallel between like having a skin condition and that one scene in Fantastic Four when the Thing tries to hug his wife, but then he like crushes a glass of milk or something and he like starts crying. And he's just like, I can't just fuck my wife because I'm a big rock man.
I mean, he's got like space radiation going on. So I think he's got like a
That's-
reason.
Tell me something.
A reason to what? Not fuck his wife?
A reason to be covered in rock.
Because it's a superpower!
Yeah.
All their meaningless
I-
lives brought to a horrifying
I don't know.
I
why
have
you
a headache
problem
now.
with this.
I don't know. I'm just trying to think. Like, it was just the way that you presented it. It just sounded like Killer Croc had green eggs and ham psoriasis.
No, I like.
And
he's
that's-
still- well, because no, he's like a normal. He's like normal size and like talks normally. He's just got like super tough like fucking reptile skin
Okay.
and sharp teeth.
Does that stop him from being tased?
I mean, I would think so.
Okay.
Otherwise, he'd be kind of useless.
Okay.
Our guest has arrived.
I haven't been paying attention to anything that's been going on. I've been looking at Reddit. I'm just kidding. I wasn't doing that. I'm fucking with you. Please don't cry. I was joking. But just tell me what's going on right now, other than we caught the Joker.
No,
And now
they're walking us through. They're showing off Arkham Asylum here.
Oh.
Which the nature of Arkham Asylum has gone through so many revisions. Like, it's
I don't.
supposed
I'm
to
not
be-
even. I'm not even like 100% sure what Arkham Asylum was supposed to be. You were about to say that, then I totally cut you off.
Yeah.
But like in the TV show, it was just like a big old mental institution.
Yeah, it was like a mansion or something, yeah? So,
Yeah.
And like depending on the setting and the writer, it varies from like just a regular old like insane asylum that's hilariously ineffective to like
Yeah.
a more or less a supermax prison specifically for Batman villains. That's also
good.
hilariously ineffective.
That's so good. I think more settings. We needed to get to super prisons faster than we did.
Oh, man,
Like superhero.
We got supervillain prisons in comics. It's just
Well,
not
when
much
when
point
was
if
a
they work all the time.
when was the first instance of a superhero prison? Because what cracks me up is when we were watching Justice League, they had these supervillains that were just in regular ass jail cells.
Yeah.
And then you had this dude commit like fucking tax fraud, and then he gets put into the cell right next to like Clayface.
Yeah,
And Clayface is just sitting there.
That's another thing that is inconsistent about Arkham Asylum as to like who actually goes there, because like fucking like I don't like Penguin doesn't need to be at Arkham Asylum. Like
Yeah. Free
like,
Danny
he's
DeVito.
he's like a short fat dude, and he's
You could probably... Yeah, you could probably, like, make sure he never does any crime ever again by taking away his stilts.
Yeah.
And then he won't be able to get anywhere.
So this is the essence of what makes these Batman games super fun, and it's what they call this free flow combat system, which at the time was pretty unique.
I mean,
it's been copied to death since then.
I feel like Kingdom Hearts did it first.
No, not even
Yep.
close to being
Yep.
similar, but
If you press triangle, you'll do like the little reflect thing move, and then you'll just dance around the enemy, and then you can just hit them again.
anyway, so you got your base, you have a
Wow.
counter that gives you a nice little notification when they're about to attack, which goes
Okay.
away on hard mode.
Really?
And you got your X as your attack button. And what's really nice is that as you start building up your combo, Batman will start to like leap around back and forth between the enemies. So it basically gives you a way to deal with like room full of enemies.
Look at that Z
While
trigger.
still being quick. Because like you don't get bogged down in fights. Fights
Okay.
are except with tougher enemies, fights are pretty quick.
What I noticed early on when I was playing the demo is that I could just like mash counter, and then that's it. But is this game like specifically trying to cater to the triple S stylish psychotic people who like getting big
no.
combos?
No.
No?
You can.
Are you
do some pretty-
incentivized for big counters or for big combos?
In varying ways. You will never find anything super that requires like super high execution, but you can still pull off some pretty fun looking stuff.
Okay.
Especially once you start to unlock other gadgets and are able to incorporate them into your combos.
Okay.
It's not so much depth, but variety that makes it fun.
Okay. Why are you
Like
doing
this
that?
right here is just an example. So my first gadget right here is a batarang, which I can hold the left trigger and throw like it's a fucking gun.
All right, I'm taking notes. Could you please go back and explain what he's holding right now?
So this
Yeah. What is
a
that?
fucking bladed weapon.
Uh-huh.
Is
Yeah.
meant to embed itself into the skulls of your enemies, and you can very
Okay.
clearly see how sharp it is. But Batman doesn't kill people.
I was about to say, it's just like, it kills people, Carl. I was like, then how come Batman never kills anybody in the
Because
cartoons?
Batman doesn't kill people. So you see this reticle will helpfully lock onto anything that's targetable.
Okay. Why are you hitting the little snappy jaws from Toy Story?
These are just one of the many collectibles in the game,
Everywhere that madman.
So,
which
are
we'll
you
reveal
being...
the nature of later. But
Oh, you're getting points for hitting them?
Yes, and we'll get into that a bit later as well.
But I've got so many questions and I need them answered now.
Anyway, what I was talking about is that I can also just tap the left trigger in order to just quickly throw a batarang at an automatically targeted enemy. And I can do that in the middle of combos to add to my combo meter.
Alright. Also, I have a question. Now, this is gonna sound like I'm joking.
Yeah.
Because if I ask this without this preface, it would sound like I'm verbally shitposting,
Yeah.
which I... And you can attest, I do that often, right?
Yeah, on occasion.
On occasion. Downplaying my natural abilities, I see. But this is a very honest question. What universe is, Nicolas Cage in again? The Ghost Rider?
Ghost Rider? Ghost Rider is a Marvel character.
Shit, because I really wanted to see Batman and Ghost Rider.
That'd be pretty rad, wouldn't it?
I want to see an amalgam of Batman and Ghost Rider, because that seems perfect.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, another thing I want to touch on real quick is that
Okay.
I'm going to spend most of the game just walking, primarily because it gives us more time to look at all the details in this game.
Okay.
And to talk about them, because there's a lot of love and care put into the environmental details of this game.
It does look very pretty.
It's a problem when you push this button and notice none of them, but we'll get into that later. The other reason we're going to be walking mostly is because Batman has this really goofy-looking run, and it does not look good.
I want to see it. I want to see it.
I'll try to do it again, but when I can.
Okay.
Do you need anything? Is my dad still there?
No. Also, why is Commissioner Gordon supposed to be old? If he's old, why is he so jacked? Old people should not be jacked unless you're Asian.
Because he's a cop in Gotham City, and you do what you gotta do.
Okay. Oh yeah, this is like fantasy Gotham City,
So,
as
look at
opposed
this
to
goofy
real
ass
life.
run. Like,
It doesn't
maybe
look
it's
great.
Maybe it's just me, but like Batman is like, especially with this like fucking freak beast Batman that we have right now. Like
He looks like
a fucking jog like this. It just looks
Yeah.
shit.
He looks like a kid trying to do a superhero run with a cape, and he's got his bench. This dude's got fucking anime eyes.
This guy's not having a good day. Some of
He's
the
like,
models-
Batman, I'm for the good guys, but I'm on a lot of drugs right now, you see?
Some of the visuals in this game, they haven't aged that well.
No, on account of this being a game for children.
Yeah. Arkham City looks better when we get to that, but
Okay.
we have to worry about that later.
Also, I never understood the naming convention for the fucking Batman games. What's the first one?
Arkham Noun. Is the name.
That's it?
We got Arkham City.
Just-
We got Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Arkham Origins, and Arkham Knight are the 4 Arkham games.
That's the... I can't tell if that naming convention is awful or genius.
Well, I'm sure we'll
Because, like,
come to an
as soon as
answer
you
at some
start
point.
attaching a number to the end of it, you start running the risk of, like, fucking burnout really hard, because people can, like, enumerate how fed up they are with your shit. It's like, how fed up, on a scale of 1 to 5, how fed up are you? 1. Because it's the first game. How fed up are you? Arkham City. 1? Or 2? Who's that guy?
This is Victor Zaz, which...
Do I know him?
Probably not. Believe it or not, he was actually in the Nolan movies. But
Really?
very briefly, and like his name was only said like once, I think.
And he didn't show up on screen, he was just mentioned.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Anyway, this introduces 1/3 of the Batman gameplay mechanics that we're gonna work with. We already were introduced to the combat.
He's gonna fry him. Do something, please.
Keep him occupied. I need to get behind him.
Ooh. Yeah, this game does show its age.
He'll see me coming on the
Just a little bit.
so I'll
Yeah,
say
see, it looks fine when we're just like looking at it here.
Can I-
But the second we
can
zoom
we-
into any of these models, it does not look
It's
good.
bad. It's so bad.
So we're gonna
Is it-
push this win button here, which will tell us
The what
literally-
button?
Literally everything we would ever want to know about the entire level.
Have another.
That's good. Guess.
Problem is, it puts on this garish blue filter on the screen and replaces all
Shows
the
his
models
heart
with,
rate.
Skeletons, and that really does not look good, especially in a game that actually is this lovingly detailed. Anyway,
Yeah, but then you can like see people's bones being fucking crushed, like it's Mortal Kombat.
yeah, the fucking
with
X-ray
Batman.
moves.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can
Wait,
just
no, that's
slice
just
those in and they
Injustice.
would
Never
look
mind.
great. So
Yeah.
this is the second third of the gameplay, which is the stealth aspect, which really for this game mostly just boils down to hopping from gargoyle to gargoyle and thinking of new and torturous ways to scare the shit out of criminals.
That's cool. It's a reverse horror game. Oh, we're a reverse horror game.
Yeah.
Now we go from me being scared to you being the scarer,
Yeah.
which actually fits very well.
That's actually one of the thematic things this tries to go with is Batman's just scaring the shit out of criminals.
Bad.
And that'll come into gameplay a little bit because as you clear a room without being caught and groups of criminals start to freak out, they'll start going off on their own and flipping their shit and makes them easier to pick off as they break down mentally.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's
So,
a
like,
really nice idea. It goes into the feel like Batman idea.
Oracle, I'm here.
Arkham Asylum just vanished off the
Oh, so I brought this up earlier.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, but you've seen the donkey video. I've seen the donkey video. A lot of people have, more people have seen the donkey video than even know we exist.
Yeah.
Is the reviewer phrase makes you feel like the character.
Yeah.
Most recently with Spider-Man, and then before it was makes you feel like Batman.
Yeah.
At first I thought, yeah, that's kind of stupid. But then I realized, wait, how else would you say that the game does well, that the game functions and does its intended goal?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm as much of a meme as it is. I honestly think that's the best way to describe these games.
Batman, I'm patching you into the guard radio.
In that it does make you feel like Batman, and if you're not a Batman person, then you might not really understand or appreciate what that means. And I'll hopefully be able to demonstrate a bit of this as we go.
Comms are up and down like crazy.
So you can get an
Aren't you
idea
gonna get the
of what
collectible?
people mean when
Get the
they,
collectible.
Yeah, get the collectible.
I'm
Hopefully
sorry.
you'll be able. Hopefully you'll be able to appreciate what people mean when they say "feel like Batman."
I don't have a problem. Okay. I feel like there's a better way to express your appreciation for the game's intended design than shortcutting it all the way. If you want, Batman's a detective, so the game, will encourage you with mechanics that will
Joker toxin. Listen.
lead you through to be more detective-y. Make you feel like a detective, of which Batman is.
Well,
it will
Batman's a lot of things. Batman's a detective.
Yeah,
he's also a fucking ninja. He's also fucking just kicks the shit out of people. There's a lot of elements that go into feeling like Batman.
This isn't a
But then you can explain each of those individual aspects without just shortcutting all of it. Because if you're trying to explain it to somebody who's not familiar with Batman, and say it makes you feel like Batman, and then they're just like, all right, cool, what does that mean? It's well, the game's combat is very fluid because you're supposed to be a master martial artist.
Yeah.
You're also a badass detective, which the game enables you by having these puzzles that require you to solve them with this special tech shit. And it's also there's ninja, so it encourages vertical gameplay and being a scary ass bat by having these certain mechanics in there. And I feel like that's a lot more honest.
Yeah, but you can't fit all that on the headline.
What the but I'm just really not a fan of
I also want to point
these
to,
shortcuts.
just want to mention something here. So this is the room that ends people's playthrough if they pirated the game.
Really? Why?
Because the game has this glide mechanic here, and if you have an illegal copy of the game, it is programmed to just not work. The glide function will just cease, and you'll just fall and die into this gas chamber.
How does that work, though? Because that just means that you didn't pirate it well enough. Is it supposed to ping a server?
Well, yeah, the Games for Windows Live like online DRM would detect that this isn't a legitimate copy, and it would just deactivate the fucking the glide function.
Really?
Which means that
interesting.
Which means that there was this situation where fucking pirates were like going on like the game boards and stuff, complaining that the glide function doesn't work because they stole the game.
I'm very much pro thievery, so that just irks me a little bit.
Like,
on the other hand, I kind of appreciate that it's there to keep people honest, because people should be paid for the things that they make.
Like, I understand the reason why people pirate games, but I also respect developers who put in cheeky ways to fuck over pirates.
Yeah.
Like, do you ever play? Do you know the game like Game Dev Simulator?
I know Game Dev Tycoon.
Yeah, I think that's it. So if you have a pirated copy of that game,
which I did,
then the fucking piracy threat for your like the game that you're making gets like tripled or something.
Okay, so that's actually a different game then.
Yeah.
Because I never saw like a piracy threat in Game Dev Tycoon. So it had to have been like a Game Dev Simulator or a different version of the game.
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that, yeah. Can we shit talk like fucking superhero movies?
I mean, most of them are bad, but sure.
Can we like spoil them too?
I mean, superhero movies are so popular that I'm sure everybody who would even think about watching this LP has already watched all of them.
Okay, fair. Also considering the fact that if anybody ever sees this in the future, by the time it becomes a problem, they will have already seen it.
Absolutely.
So, Miss Marvel was okay. I just needed to get it out there because I don't feel like my emotions have been validated. Emotions of meh. Like, I've expressed, this movie's okay.
Yeah.
There's nothing remarkable about it. And you had mentioned something earlier, but I wasn't listening because reasons.
Yeah.
But wasn't there like a moral reason why you didn't want to watch it?
I don't know if moral reason is the correct term.
Okay.
There's reasons I wasn't excited for it, and that's because Carol Danvers is a fucking god-awful character in the comic books.
Oh, okay.
But I also acknowledge that that doesn't necessarily have a bearing on what the character will be like in the cinematic universe, and they absolutely had an opportunity to make her compelling and interesting in the movie.
Alright. I thought it was for a lot more petty reasons than that. And the reason I thought was because she played the lesbian in House, and you don't believe in lesbianism.
Did she?
I think so. She looks like her. She looks like she plays a lesbian in House.
Wild?
I think that's her name. She kind of looked like her.
No. What? No.
Oh, alright. So when I say verbal shitposting, there's some things like that. Other times I'm really just being honest. Who's this guy?
So this is the kind of lore unique enemy for this
okay.
setting,
So it's an original character, please do not steal?
Yes, but no, and we'll see that a bit later. But
okay.
These are, I think they're called Tyrants, which no relation to Resident Evil.
Okay there, pal. Whatever. I just want a headcanon that Batman could have been on Stars.
I mean, well, yeah.
What?
But this does
Is that real?
This does demonstrate one of the problems that we're going to see in this game. Not that this is a boss fight. This is just a super
dude.
enemy. But did you see what I was doing there with the dodge?
You were like, I think so, yeah.
You know, enemy charges, dodge, and then you punch them.
Yeah.
That kind of boils down all of the quote-unquote boss encounters that we're gonna look at in the game. The bosses in this game are very uninspired.
All right.
And it's the biggest weakness of the game.
I think I know what
The
happens.
final boss is god awful.
I think I remember what the final boss is. Doesn't it have something to do with
We'll talk about it later.
Doesn't it have how do I say this without how do I communicate my thoughts exactly and ambiguously? PP goes small. Does that explain anything?
I think I get what you're going for, and yes.
I had to do like 3 different cues of ambiguation there.
Yeah.
But okay. I'm glad that we have a psychic link. I'm holding my fingers up to my forehead right now.
So you asked earlier what that bar does, and this is what it is. We have an XP meter, and every time we level up, we get our little ability point that we unlock new things for. And anyone who's played the future games and that might not have played this one will notice how very scarce this ability menu appears compared to what we'll get in the future.
So, like, do you unlock these sequentially?
No. So anything.
Oh, thank God.
No, which is also what makes this weird, because you would think that you would just go in a straight line through all these.
Yeah.
But this is technically a tree.
That's not a tree. That's a fucking power line.
So we have combat abilities.
It's punch twice.
Quote unquote predator upgrades.
Look in the mirror.
We can upgrade our armor, which just gives us more health.
Pose menacingly.
We have several different flavors of battering upgrades. And then we have upgrades for our other gadgets.
Okay. How can you upgrade the battering? It's...
Well, because you can hold 2 batarangs.
Two batarangs.
Batman has the uncanny ability to be able to hold 2 items in one hand. However, he needs to unlock this ability through experience he will gain on this, his most trying of nights as the world's greatest detective.
That's weird. Okay.
So we're gonna. So anyway, the first thing we're gonna do here is grab this combo throw, which this is one of those extra layers of the combo I was talking about. Whenever we get a ×8 multiplier on our combo, basically we get 8 hits without being interrupted. We'll unlock the special move for the combo throw.
Okay.
Which, unfortunately, is only a gateway into unlocking the special combo takedown, which will automatically KO an enemy.
You sound like you put on a lot of time in this game.
I've played these games a bit. They're fun.
Is that underselling it, or is that, like, selling it?
I've played these games a bit.
Okay.
It came out of nowhere.
This is also just the same guy we talked to before.
Is it really? I thought it was a different dude with the same face.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. It's totally the same model.
Oh, I thought you literally meant that it's the same as the other character.
Fucking character.
Just, yeah, the character of Random Dude McGee. You know, Random Soldier number 1? Yeah, he comes back.